So I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but since this advertisement with Sydney Sweeney has gotten a lot of controversy, I do want to talk about it real quick and hopefully give more insight into the drama as well as give my own personal opinion on the ad. The American actress Sydney Sweeney recently did a commercial with American Eagle. Within this ad, Sydney is basically advertising denim jeans or blue jeans. But some people have noted that there may be a deeper meaning to what she is advertising for. Within the advertisement, she says, and I quote, "Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often inheriting traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue." Within this ad, Sydney is basically cross-referencing her blue jeans that she is wearing while also referencing her blue eyes. It's essentially a play on words, a double meaning. From what I've been hearing a lot online is that people are seeing this ad as Nazi propaganda. Now, not to say that this is not the case, but I think that within the advertisement, people are looking maybe a little too closely at the symbols that are within the advertisement. In my personal opinion, I think that the main reason why people are getting upset over this ad is because they saw a symbol, the blue eyes, and connected that with a deeper symbol, Hitler, and how he idealized blue-haired individuals and blonde-haired individuals. For those who have watched my last video on symbolic interactionism, you would know that there's a term called social objects, which basically are objects that we interact with, but they also can have multiple meanings depending on how we interact with them. Now, I'm not saying that connecting blue eyes to ethnic cleansing in Nazi Germany is necessarily a correct connection, but I don't think that is a wrong interpretation of that, but I do think that you have to look at it from a marketing perspective as well. Nazi propaganda or Nazi ethnic cleansing, whatever you want to call it, does not sell jeans. Sex does. Obviously, Sydney Sweeney, since she is popular, that obviously drives more attention to the ad itself. But what I've noticed beyond the racist tweets on Twitter is the sexual nature that Sydney Sweeney is posing in. Sweeney is basically an object for the clothing. And for me, I think the reason why people don't call these problems out is because it is so ingrained in our culture. Racism and objectification of people. So basically what Sweeney is doing is wearing jeans, but she is trying to advertise the jeans while looking attractive. But while doing so, she is ultimately degrading herself to a article of clothing, ultimately becoming a object. At the end of the day, this is a marketing tactic used to boost sales. Sex sells, especially in America. It's just a phenomenon that I believe that many of us Americans have just gotten used to, but I thought it was important to note since not very many people were talking about it. There are many ads on YouTube and other platforms that use women or men to sell their product, and I think this is just another example. But like I said, with symbolic interactionism and social objects, I do think that there's always two sides to one coin. Yes, people can interpret it as Nazi propaganda, but also people can interpret it as just a marketing tactic used to sell their product. Like I said, they're not, if they wanted to sell a product, they wouldn't advertise it as Nazi propaganda. That may get a lot of attention, might get a lot of views, but why would anyone want to buy a product that is associated with Nazis? I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to interpretation. How people see this ad, or movies, comedy shows, books, shows. Before judging something real quick, you should always look at the other side. That's what I like to think. With my degree that I'm majoring in sociology, it definitely has opened my eyes to being more open to looking at the other side, to look at the things that people are not talking about. And I think that's what I want to shed light on here.